Hey Bush Bros, this is our beginner's intro to Black Ops 6. This is if you're brand new to Warzone, so let's jump into it. These are our 4 different game modes. Battle Royale is your big map. We won't get to that one for a while as a beginner. Resurgence is Area 99, your Resurgence map, much faster pace, better for beginners. But before that, we're going to look at Plunder. This one's also on the big map, but it's just a different type of game, loot-based game. So good for firefights. And as you can see, you can do different modes for each, or different team sizes for each. But the one you're going to want to concentrate on is Warzone Bootcamp. There's Bootcamp and Training Course. Each is a little bit different. I suggest starting with the Training Course first. I'm not actually going to show it to you because you'll be able to walk through it yourself. But Bootcamp's a good alternative as well if you feel a little more comfortable jumping right into things. But first, we're going to look at our weapons. This is the firing range. Just want to show it to you that you can test your guns out here. Right now, you're not going to have anything. So we're actually going to jump into our settings in a second. But just want to show you that loadouts are locked at level 4. So nothing to really do here now. Eventually, you'll want to get into this, though. But first, let's look at settings. Everyone's different. These are all personal preferences. So I'm just going to show you what I like to do. I turn off vibration. I find it distracting during firefights. Field of view, I want to make it as big as possible, taking in as much information as possible. But again, whatever's comfortable for you. Master game volume, that's going to be all the different sound effects. I like that to be a little bit louder than voice chat, but you can, again, whatever you think is best, change it to what you like. I use a controller, I'm on Xbox. So you're going, again, personal preference, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that it's aligned to your controller and you, not just one or the other. Aim settings, I use target aim assist, and I really suggest you do too. Otherwise, mouse and keyboard is just going to destroy you. Again, this is whatever you prefer. For me, I like standard, but test it out. See what's working. Again, Plunder is a good game mode to do this in. Movement. This one I struggle with a little because with this new game mode, I'm not sure how it's going to play. I spent quite a bit of time reading each of these, trying to remember what I was doing before, and I just ended up going with on for the sprint assist. But again, you just read each of these, figure out what works best for you. Feel free to copy what I'm doing, but it's going to be a dealer's choice. It's going to be what works best for you. A lot of these I'm not actually going to change. I'm just going through them so you can see what my options are, because some of these were ported over from previous versions. I do really believe in the tap to slide. I don't love diving. We'll see if that changes here though, with the Omni movement and everything, but I'm just not a sweat. I'm not going to be able to deal with a lot of that right now. And again, test these out, see what you prefer, what you like. I really do recommend the free fall for the parachute. It's much quicker, much easier to do, and you'll get used to it. But again, I know lots of people who don't, and they're a-okay. When it comes to movement settings, these are really important that you're going to be moving as quickly as possible. So that's why I like toggle for sprint. Auto move forward, I don't, it'd be a pain to try to deal with that every single time. So keep that off. Auto door peek off as well. You can do this manually. Tactical sprint activation, again, everyone's different. Double tap, I don't love having to do it. You're distracted trying to get 2 taps in, so I like to switch that over to single tap to sprint. But again, everyone's different. Some people like single tap sprint. I prefer single tap run, but it's going to be whatever fits your gameplay style and your, again, personal preferences. But I would recommend, hey, try out what I'm doing here, see if it works for you. But like a lot of other games, you're optimizing for movement, efficiency, and time here. You want to give yourself as much optionality. If you're thinking, okay, well, every single time I go down underwater, I'm going to have to do this, as opposed to just doing it automatically, then you're going to be a little bit slower in that gunfight or trying to figure out where you need to move with the circle. Not much change here on the vehicle advanced settings. I just wanted to show it as something so that you can see, because everyone, driving the vehicles in Warzone is a lot harder now than it was before. So just take a look, figure it out, know that it's an option. This ported over a lot of what I had in previous versions of Warzone. So again, it might be different than what you have. So take a look at what I do and then read the descriptions on the right side. For example, here, finishing moves and body shields. You used to only have finishing moves. Now you got to figure out when do I want to engage that body shield? How does that even work? For me, it's prioritizing finishing move because it's going to be what I'm used to. And then as I get used to body shields, we'll move from there. I like to have my plates will play all at once instead of having to do it one at a time. So on C4 detonation, equipment behavior is just easier to have as hold as instead of pressing. This one is new. I didn't, or at least I think it's new. Pressing versus holding for manual fire behavior. I don't know how many times I picked up a manual gun and pressed down and then just watched me get destroyed in a fight because I only shot once. So I'm actually going to try into that to hold, and we'll see how it works in game. But my hope is that it at least wins me a couple firefights that way. So with that, let's get over into combat advanced settings. Here, I like the short delay for weapon mount exit. If you're accidentally moving a little bit, it won't immediately dismount you. It gives you a little more flexibility. Same for the rest, it makes it a little bit easier. Nothing here of note. So let's then go skip down to graphics. Some of this we touched upon originally, but I like motion blur off for everything. I think it makes it a little smoother. Again, field of view 120. All these pretty straightforward. Again, feel free to check it against what you have to make sure it all aligns, but I'm not too worried about any of this. It's just going to be personal preference. Same with audio. I like to make a lot of the things either low volume or no volume, and that includes things like the music, because you're trying to play at the end of the game. You don't want that music amping up your nerves and you can't hear footsteps. So turn it off. You'll be happier and it'll make things a lot easier for you. Here we're looking at the interface. This is even more so preference because, I don't need the gameplay tips. You may want to have those on. Subtitles, I like to be able to read in case I have the volume turned down on the dialogue, so that way I can actually see and it gives me a visual cue. Mini-map shape, I prefer square, but like all these things, figure out what you enjoy and what makes it easier for you. Next up here, we're going to toggle over to operators. Here, for Black Ops 6, you're only going to have 1 or 2 unlocked. So we're going to go back over to Modern Warfare where we have all of our different ones unlocked. We're going to look over, I can't remember, I think it was Reyes, and we're going to select Reyes because that's our favorite operator skin because it has the ghillie suit. So we're going to go to Customize and select that. Then you can kind of look through. It should port over most, if not all, of your skins from before. So if you don't have anything for Black Ops 6, look if you have those old Modern Warfare ones. Alright, before we jump into things, we're just going to touch on 2 more things. One, this is your barracks. It's going to have a lot of the information about yourself, including your statistics. There's not going to be really anything because you're just starting. But we can also toggle over to the leaderboards and it can show you your friends, which again, you probably won't have anyone up there now because everyone's just starting off in this mode. But it's nice. It's able to give you a little more information so you can tell what you need to improve on or how you're doing compared to others. This is the Battle Pass. I purchase it. It gets you a little quicker XP and unlocks weapons a little bit faster, plus gets you some cool operator skins. Again, this is completely optional. I probably wouldn't spend real money on this, but I had some Call of Duty points, which you just kind of randomly earn, that I was able to use for it. It was, I believe, 1,100 Call of Duty points. So you can look through. There's other things to purchase in the store other than the Battle Pass. Again, I don't recommend you spend any real money on this, but hey, it's your money, and if you enjoy it, do it. It can sometimes get you better guns, but I've been a big fan of paying to win. So here, we're looking back at our different game modes. Again, if you're brand new, I suggest you try out Plunder or Boot Camp, but I've played enough where I'm just going to let you see what a solo resurgence game looks like in Area 99. This is going to be a full gameplay video, so it will go through everything from the lobby to the drop, and this is starting as a level 1, so it'll be just like you, although if you do boot camp or plunder or whatever, you will probably level up a little bit. And after this, we're going to go into, hey, now that you are a high enough level to unlock loadouts, what that looks like. But here, you just start with the same basic loadouts everyone else does. These are pre-made, so you can see guns and everything are very basic, but it's the tactical, the lethal, and the perks which are really going to make those worthwhile for you to use and grab from the loadout. But it's in this pre-game lobby where you can really get some kills or die like that and get sniped out of the air. So I recommend playing during that pre-game lobby to level up your guns. Here, we're just kind of looking at the map right before we're going to do our drop. As you can see, it's going to start from the top and go right down. And let's jump right into it. So the most important things when you're dropping in is knowing where you're going to drop. As you can see, I was looking at that mini map. I had marked that search contract over there, so I know where I'm going to go. Everyone's going to be dropping down at the same time, or relatively the same time. But the reason why I picked this is, one, it might get us a little bit of money. Two, you'll get some experience points for the guns. And then finally, it'll be a little bit of a hotter drop, as you can see right here. Some people beat me to the drop, so I'm going to peel off. I'm going to look over here. And it's a little bit of a different means cycle than the other games. So get a quick kill there, get downed. But they're going to get trapped by another team, so I'm just going to try to reload right here. Some guy sees me already, and he gets me. Nice thing in Solar Resurgence, you get a quick respawn, and then you just have to stay alive for a certain amount of time to re-queue that respawn. So here, again, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to see what there is to see. Going to land directly in the middle and go inside, see what there is. Pick up different guns. It's nice. Here you can see guns have the purple, orange, or blue, or whatever outline, so you can see, hey, how good or how many attachments does this gun have? Everything here is going to be net new to me, but what I really dig is this is a lot like Warzone 1, where you can't just store a bunch of things in your inventory. It's going to automatically get you ammo and everything, but you can only hold one of those deployables, so like the muni box or the buy station. That's different, where you're able to pick up different perks, but ultimately, I like it. It's going to prevent people from just stowing all those stems, just being kind of rats at the end of the game and just healing off instead of engaging. But again, movements here, you can see it's pretty different. I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's sometimes feels smooth, sometimes just feels like kind of a mess. But, what I like to do is just kind of go back and forth, sliding just to see gauge the distance for how far you'll go. It'll just make you more precise in the end game. You'll actually be able to tell, hey, when I'm in a firefight, this is what I'm able to do, and this is its effect on me. And again, this is for our new viewers, so we're going to grab this stem here. That's one of my favorite deployable or tactical equipments. It helps you move a little bit quicker, regain health if you're in a firefight, and if you're in the gas at the end of the game, lets you survive a little bit longer. We're actually going to look a little bit more at the ground loot here. As you can see, it appears differently. There's that outline like you talked about earlier. But even just like the trophy system looks different, and just the general setup. I gotta admit, I like it better this way. But there's also new things like this proximity alarm. It's a tactical equivalent, so with your left bumper if you're on Xbox. But just kind of looking at everything, it's much cleaner, much easier, less inventory management than the previous Warzone games. People aren't going to be able to hold on to a bunch of airstrikes and then just hold them for the end of the game. Same with a bunch of muni boxes. So it's going to change the ultimate kind of meta. A lot of plays that we did in the past were really reliant on your inventory. So now we're going to be looking at, okay, well, what is the most efficient use? And that's why I have this buy station instead of a muni box. Buy station, it'll give you access to a whole bunch of things at the end of the game, whether that's muni box, gas mask, self-revive, or just getting people back, buying your teammates if that's the case. But they still have a lot of the same kill streaks, as you can see with the bunker buster, airstrikes. We're just throwing them here just to see what it kind of looks like. There's that mini box. Normally I'd pick that up too, but again, you can only have one of those deployables. We're going to push over here where we saw someone earlier. I just want to test out the guns, see what firefights are actually like. It's a different feel of the sliding, the movement. Everything feels, I don't know, smoother, but feels different. So we're just going to test it out. Well, I'm not very good at aiming still, but we're going to kind of push around to see what there is to see. And I don't know this map very well. So I'm just kind of discovering it with you right now. But as you can see, we're still using the tenets of, gas play here, where we're just going to kind of hang out at the edge, make sure we're not exposing ourselves too much, make sure people aren't going to rotate us. But at the same time, I kind of want to explore, so we're just going to kind of run around. But we do know where that bounty is, as you can see in the bottom, in the top left, where we have them behind us out of the circle. But we don't want to get pinched, so we're just going to keep kind of pushing central right here. One of the fun things about this game is getting to discover these new areas, see how they work, and kind of integrate with each other, how they tie together. Here, I couldn't tell if we were just getting shot there. Our plates went down a little bit, so just kind of dive down, and then we're going to take off. Just try to get out of here in case we were shot. And just keep going, keep going. Movement is the name of the game. As you can see, we saw someone dropping in right there. So we're just going to keep moving. The counter UAV up top, so we can't really use our mini-map. But you do see the mini-map is highlighted or bordered in red, which means there is someone near us. You can actually see here, I just lose this gunfight right here. I'm not sure how. Maybe I'm just not very good. But we're going to keep moving on. Although I do like watching the kill cam to see if I could have done differently here. I think I just missed my shots. He hit his. So just need to get better is what it is. But now I want to check out a new area because I don't really know what's going on here. So we'll see what's all the way out in this corner over here. Hope that's a little bit calmer, not as hot, because we need to get loot now. We're going to start with pretty much nothing. But as you can see, there are in fact people here. So we're going to loot up. As you can see, perk package right there. See if that guy's pushing. I think we got a little bit of time, so we're going to hang out over here, look at what these different things are. But then there is actually someone pushing us, so we want to try to just throw a little distraction there. They're lighting us up pretty good, so we're taking off. Trying to make it not obvious where you're going, so I'm actually going to kind of double back underneath him. Make sure I don't hear anything, and keep moving. I need to get a better gun. So you're still going to be looting as you're moving. Here in this case, I think he kind of chased and thought I went the other direction, so I want to have a little bit more time. But you don't always have to move. Sometimes just take a second, listen, see if there's anything, look at that mini-map, look at where the circle's going to be moving. You don't always have to move once you've found that separation. Then you can kind of figure out, okay, well, where is the optimal place to go? What is the best location for me to try to get that win? And you can do a little bit of an inventory check where you can say, oh, I didn't have my plates equipped. All right, let's do that. And then we'll go and keep moving. There we get our stim again. Stims are probably also one of the most bountiful things in the game. They just happen to pop out a lot because of those little med things right there. Like, actually, as you can see right here, right on the other side of this little control panel is another one. So is another stim right there. So it's really easy to get them. So I actually don't like in Warzone 1 or now Black Ops 6 using stims in my perk package or my loadout. But we'll get to that when we get to loadouts in a different video. But so we're going to keep moving. I'm actually kind of looking, hey, is there a contract we can do? I'm not seeing anything that's worthwhile at this point because I have a pretty good amount of money. I'm going to try to head over to this buy station. But we're actually going to discover, hey, there's a PDS, a gas mask. These are all good things to have at the end of the game, give you a little more time to gas. We also have a buy station, so we're just going to try to toss that, and we're going to keep moving, because that's going to tell people, hey, there's someone here, and as you can see there, people dropping in all around us. But the nice thing about kind of being a little higher and constantly moving is you're able to kind of figure out, okay, is there someone here? Where are they? But ultimately, I decide, hey, we got a loadout over here. Let's see what it's like in this new version of Black Ops 6. And it's also at the edge of the circle, so we do have that added benefit. But we're just going to hang out here, listen, see if we can figure out, okay, where are they going to be? Here, we're going to hit that control panel, hope that that distracts people, and then we're going to come up top. As you can see, oh, we actually run right into someone. I think they're actually engaged with somewhere else. So we're able to get them down, and now we kind of look at that mini-map, see if there's anything else, but it looks pretty clear. Someone a little further away. There's armor satchels again, just like in the original original Warzone, and just kind of see. Okay, well, there's lots of other gear here. See what the good guns are for us. That's another person's perk package, which looks pretty darn similar to ours. And then we're going to keep moving. You're actually going to see in a little bit that I should have kept moving, but I thought, oh, I saw some shots over there, maybe I'll chase it. And turns out there was a guy right above where we were. But that's also kind of hard to anticipate if you didn't hear him. You wouldn't think that there was someone right above you that entire time. And there they are, they're lining me up. And you'll see he's just going to be sitting. He's actually looking farther out, but he didn't take any shots and then just went after us. So now we're dropping in, and no more redeploys. We need to figure out where is the best place to go. Someone actually just bought a loadout here, so this is clearly not the best place to go. It's relative high ground, but it's going to be a tough win because they're going to have their guns, their perk package, and we're just kind of trying to stay alive. So we're going to slide around. You see a guy right below us, and this is pretty brutal. I swear, we just light him up there, and he kind of goes. He actually played it up there, and we did not have we were not fully plated, so he wins that one. Not so much because he was so much better at shooting, but he had his guns, and as you can see, was fully armored. So overall, a pretty fun game though. Finished 10th out of, 44. Not bad for a first try. You can see here we have some different XPs, bonus progression, challenges. We didn't actually end up doing a single contract. 2 kills, 3 deaths. Not the best KD, but nice little tryout. So we'll move on now to look at that. We're level 5, so we can get into our loadouts. Things are a little different in this version. As you can see, there is a secondary gun, which is your pistol. There's not a second submachine gun, sniper, or whatever, assault rifle. And the perks are a little different, a lot of overlap, but you'll see that they're mostly locked out at this low level for a level 5. As you level up, you'll get a lot more of these unlocked, and we can go over the best combination. I have some videos, if you look at through the channel, that get into some of these for the last season, for Season 6. But here we're just going to kind of concentrate on looking at what a lot of these potential opportunities or potential weapons are and combinations. But again, you're not going to be able to use most of this for the foreseeable future until you've leveled up your guns. Or I should say your character will level up and unlock more guns, unlock attachments as those guns are used, you get more weapons XP, and you get the option to kind of build out whatever the new meta is or whatever your preference is. Well, I hope these tips helped. And if you liked what you saw here, please make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more great content. Thank you, and take care.